The original Magna Carta started as a movement of the predecessor of EUA in the 80s. Then there was a hope that Europe would be united again, Iron Curtain would fall, and we would start collaborating across Europe. And the rectors at that time thought we need a sound foundation for that, a strong statement on what science, what higher education needs. Autonomy, academic freedom, a space of tolerance, and protection by governments. That was the original one in 1988. In 2020, the Magna Carta Observatory thought, we have now moved to the global scene. We have supporters not just in Europe, but across the globe, signatories of that statement of 1988. The world is changing since the 80s. Universities have become more important, but they also have become more threatened in many, many countries. The issues are very different from what they used to be in the 80s. So we thought an update, a second version, in addition to the original one, is needed. It is repeating the basic values of the first, few responsibilities that universities take upon themselves. So it's richer, but it's not any different from 88. The basic principles of the Magna Carta are independence, autonomy, academic freedom. But it's important to understand why. This is not seen as an individual privilege of universities per se, or an individual privilege of academics. It is seen as a condition for fulfilling a role towards society. We can only be trusted educators of a new generation if we have academic freedom. So it's in the interest of science, in the interest of education, and ultimately in the interest of our social function that we need that freedom. It's not something like a private privilege to stand apart from the rest of society. It is part of the service pattern. The important thing to understand is that statements are important and announcing statements are important. But it's only words. So two things have to happen after that. First of all, a university that has underwritten that statement needs to ensure that it's itself living up to those values. It should not just be the signature of the rector. It should be a living reality in that school. So it should be discussed, values should be identified, they should be implemented. Only when the community of students and scholars in the university is living those values, they are a reality. And the second important thing is, individual universities are often under pressure in countries or in regions or by their owners. So it's important for them to have friends. They're the association, the friendship of other universities and the support of other universities that will stand up for them when they are under pressure is important. So to do this not on your own, but do this in a community of now about 1,000 universities worldwide is an important sign of support. They will let themselves be heard once you are being attacked. Protection in terms of power, we don't have as universities. We don't have armies, we don't have money. The only thing we have is moral power and the power of support. And their association with colleagues is absolutely essential.